Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the A24 Archive, where I go through and watch every film in A24's catalog from start to finish. This has been a really interesting experience to watch all these films. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's cool to see people talk about these movies and like their opinions on them, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into some of these films that I really enjoy to rewatch again, because it gives me an excuse to rewatch these movies, which is always great. I love going back through and watching these movies. It's so entertaining for me to kind of give myself a new and fresh opinion after not seeing these things for a while or never seeing them before, as the film I'm going to be talking about today. This was a first time watch for me, and I was actually really looking forward to this movie because it's from a filmmaker who I really love, Sofia Coppola, who has made some incredible films that I really love. Lost in Translation being my favorite from her, Virgin Suicides, which is absolutely incredible, her Beguiled remake, which I thought was really fantastic. And so the film I'm going to be talking about today is The Bling Ring. The Bling Ring is directed by Sofia Coppola. Inspired by actual events, a group of fame-obsessed teenagers use the internet to track celebrities' whereabouts in order to rob their homes. Like I said, I was really excited to see this film. I knew it was inspired by true events, and I was really looking forward to seeing Sofia Coppola's take on this and to watch how she would put her own unique style of filmmaking in this film. And I did not like this movie. I feel like the weakest in Sofia Coppola's catalog of the films that I've seen her make thus far. I found this movie to be kind of a nothing movie where there's elements I can appreciate. Sofia Coppola is a great filmmaker. There's this really awesome scene where the kids go in to rob one of the houses early on, and it's this super long shot where the camera's like literally up in the mountains somewhere, and you've got this long take where you can see them going through the windows of this house. And I don't want to take away from some of the quality filmmaking elements in this movie, but the characters are just so goddamn annoying. I don't care. Like, they're not good people. And I've said this before. You can make a really great movie with really terrible people in it. I've read so many books and watched so many movies where the lead character is an antagonist in a way. They're not good people. They're not someone you're rooting for. And in this movie, I just didn't care about any of the characters. I found them all so obnoxious and annoying. And the entire movie, I'm just like, well, I know they get arrested. It's a true story. I just want it to happen. I'm so sick of watching it. Like, there was no... Normally in these films, when even if you have a bad character doing something, I mean, you look at something like one of the greatest TV shows ever made, Breaking Bad, and you see our character Walter White, who, as the show goes on, you just hate him more and more because he continues to make stupid decisions, but you still grasp on to the fact that he's got this family. He's trying to, in a way, he thinks he's fighting for his family despite him fighting for himself. And so your emotions are constantly pulling back and forth about like, oh, I care about this person, but oh, I hate him at the same time. And there's so much emotional investment put into his character that you give a shit. You constantly want to watch. This movie does not give you enough about any of these characters to make you care. I mean, you look at our lead character, Marc, played by Israel Broussard. We're really not given any information into his life other than he lives in this house with his parents. They're not even really introduced until like really late in the film. And there's not really enough other than like, oh, I transferred schools, whatever, and it's implied that he's gay through the film. And so you can put what you want on that about like struggles with fitting in or self-realization or any of that stuff, but it's not dived into enough for you to care. And the girl, Rebecca, played by Katie Chang, she is just such like a manipulative asshole who really is just like getting him to do all this stuff where he becomes so infatuated with it as well, where they're breaking into these celebrity homes and taking whatever they can, and he just keeps doing it, and he becomes so invested in the fact that he's getting all this free shit that becomes the whole reason why he does it. So it becomes this selfish thing, but there's not enough backstory build up about any of these characters for you to care when they get caught. And then in the very beginning of the film, you're getting these conversations where they're talking to these reporters about what already happened, so you know they're going to get caught even if you didn't know anything about the story, which makes the investment a little less exciting, because it's just like, okay, well, they're going to get caught at some point, so I'm watching the runtime, we're getting close to an hour, they're probably going to get caught soon. And that's what made it difficult for me, is there's just no stakes, because you already know what's going to happen. And even in films that, like, I spoke on another Sofia Coppola film, The Virgin Suicides, even though you know what's going to happen at the end of that movie, there's so much great emotional weight put throughout it, with the dynamic between those girls and their parents, the girls and the kids at the school that they go with, the interpersonal connection between the sisters. There's so much going on that even though you know how the film is going to end, you care, because there's so much great emotional stakes put. Where in this film, the characters are just there. They don't really provide anything other than obnoxious, fashion-obsessed teenagers that want to steal from these celebrities. Emma Watson and Taissa Farmiga, Taissa Farmiga was adopted by her family. Emma Watson plays probably the most annoying character I've ever seen in any movie, where I just, like, anytime she was on screen, I was like, please just cut somewhere else. She, like, this personality that she put on was so annoying, and I understand she's playing a character and she's trying to probably be like this person, but they're just like these really wealthy white kids who are, like, constantly leaving the house. Their mom's played by Leslie Mann, who's kind of this, like, aloof idiot, and she's playing this person who doesn't really have any investment into her children's lives, even though she's, like, homeschooling them, but she doesn't really pay attention to anything that they're doing. And I don't know, it was grating, and the characters provided me no depth or anything interesting to where I wanted to keep watching. And I hate saying that, because I'm a huge Sofia Coppola fan, and I just felt like this movie was a big slog, and it's really unfortunate. And I'm kind of surprised, honestly, this early in A24's career. This is the 4th film I've watched in their catalog, and so far, I haven't really been impressed with a lot of their early movies. Ginger and Rosa was the one that I felt like was the strongest of the 4 so far. And yeah, this movie, I'm not planning on watching it again ever unless I want to show someone their catalog, but this is not one I can see myself revisiting. So have you seen The Bling Ring? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I did not like this movie, and I felt like it's the weakest in Sofia Coppola's catalog. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material, and I look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.